Yo! Video games.
Company will nerf them. I can't get excited about things with characters. The company nerfs it. Then I get sad.
That's what it's like playing Warzone.
No character in history is able to do that except for fucking Rock. And it's hilarious. He knows what he's doing with her, man.
Positive boner.
You know, up until today's tournament, I didn't realize that the whole point of the walls to get cracked and you get fucking slanted or slammed all the way to the other side was to prevent people from doing cheesy bullshit in the corner
All the time.
Yeah. It was to stop people from getting infinites and doing crazy stuff. And to this day...
Oh, I do too. Okay, that's the button I do.
To this day, no character actually has an infinite in this game. Because you probably need a corner to do it, and the corner just returns you to neutral, which is kind of cool.
That's the button I use for my own.
Some characters still can. Well, they end up breaking it. They end up breaking the wall eventually. Giovanna has an infinite. Well, she'll probably kill you like before it gets too long. Was there anybody using the Geo Infinite in the tournament? Because if that's the case, then why didn't she like win by just doing the Infinite? Oh god,
Steven.
Hey, mine's is
Your shit is on the floor.
It's on the floor, but it's definitely covered.
You got lucky this time.
I'm not Kenny Mac, please.
Oh,
hey, what?
I ain't talking about
yeah.
I'm talking about what the fuck happened in the game.
Yeah.
He was in the air and my super came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He said stop it.
Yeah. He was in the air.
Oh, got taken out a while ago? Okay, well then there you go.
It's beautiful!
Mankind knew that they cannot.
I do hate how there's like so little color in this game.
Cheap stuff and infinites are two different things.
So many stages are bright.
There's already a great filter.
None of the infinites made past beta. So then why is the chat saying, oh, Geo has one? Bruh. Chat, please.
Chat or one guy?
No, there was like several people that were saying Geo had it. Yeah. No, like she
Like a year ago.
She has it. They said she has it. It was like, Geo has an
Fuck
infinite.
me.
I was
Okay,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
I know. I remember my buttons now.
It was gone in the beta. Chat, please.
I think I kind of like that Guilty Gear Strive and XR are different games. You know? I think I like it. I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I just wish that Rev 2 had rollback netcode.
Right?
I just wish we can actually play Rev 2 online and not be horribly frustrated. Adrian, thank you.
Parsec alleviates all that though, right, Max?
No, it doesn't.
Wow.
And the Parsec is still delay-based netcode. It's consistent delay-based netcode, which is better, but it is not a fix. Unfortunately, it's the best you can get.
Yeah.
Right? It's the best you can get without being rollback, pretty much.
Doesn't it feel good to know that soon these days will be gone? You know, fucking delay-based netcode and slowed, like, you know, feeling like you're fighting underwater.
It feels like we're there.
Yeah, right.
It feels like we are
we're there.
actually already there. It's just, you know, getting a couple of other onboardings. You know, Bandai Namco and stuff.
It feels bad the fact that we still can't play our old games with.
I mean the games that we
that we love.
The
like,
majority of games that we know and love like are on Fightcade and shit now.
Yeah.
Marvel 2 and CVS 2 are on fucking Fightcade, man.
Yeah.
And they run good online. How's my family's recovery going? My family is all recovered. I am not. I'm still sick. Got a harsh reality from last night after talking so much.
Multiplayer will be good everywhere with the PS6. You hope so. I mean, it should be good everywhere with the PS5. You know what? It comes down to the companies. The companies are the ones that are in charge of that stuff. So
Each smells good.
each company is different, and some of them are very, very stubborn. We don't say who though.
Ah, wait, I say who.
Oh.
Namco's fucking.
Oh,
You get
damn.
invited to the cookout.
Harada is now crying in a corner.
Whatever.
Wow.
Damn.
Simmons,
If you
why?
have rollback netcode, then prove it.
Damn. Harada. You gonna let
You
this
know,
man
it's-
talk to you like that?
You know what's crazy is that Virtua Fighter now has functioning rollback netcode on Fightcade, so it's not like an issue of, no, it doesn't work in 3D games, you know, rollback, 3D games will get messed up by rollback. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way.
But I remember you told me that was never the issue.
It was never the issue.
It was never the issue.
For some reason, devs always said it was the issue.
Because they're full of shit.
Yeah, they clearly, I mean, there's this clearly a
Don't
misunderstanding.
To them, it's like, don't talk negative about the game. And if you do, we'll have a reason for it. I was like, oh, well, you know, it's because it's 3D. Okay.
They blame the beasts.
Yeah, there was an issue with the games being 3D. That's why rollback couldn't be added. The other issue is that this game moves too fast. Guilty Gear is a too fast of a moving game. That's why I can't have rollback. It's like, Jesus Christ, you guys just don't even know what the hell it is.
It's faster than Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah.
I honestly believe they knew what it was. They just couldn't say something negative about the game, and they only had to talk positive about it.
Yeah, that's the issue.
So
Yeah.
when somebody said that, they were like, well, this is the reason why. Because our game is so... That's the equivalent of them saying, well, the reason why it's lag is because our game is so awesome.
Yeah.
Our game is so awesome that we can't actually do rollback netcode.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. You're like, yeah, that makes sense. Our game is too fast. Well, it's 3D. Our game is super awesome.
Alpha, I'm right. I miss playing Viking in this game.
Ah,
Fun.
you said she was a different person.
He totally is. Her game plan's completely different. in
You
this
know
one.
what? That's how they did Poor Testament.
Yeah. Yeah.
Testament is completely...
Testament is much less interesting.
Fuck me.
Design-wise, way cooler, but
Yeah.
just way less interesting, like in terms of
Moveset.
what they do.
Yeah. Completely,
Pretty straightforward.
to be honest, Testament skin, completely different character moveset.
Yeah.
No traps, no original supers. Like, I was like, what was the point of this?
No, to streamline some characters that were really weird and awkward before. Even Viking was kind of a weird character before.
Yeah.
And they completely streamlined her. They turned her into like a rushdown character.
Yep. And I had to drop Testament. I was like,
Sasquatch, thank you. And I don't really mind that. I think that's interesting. It's at least like, once again, it's like the cool version of those characters exist in the old games. I just want, the old games to play well online.
My thing is that if you're going to use the same character, at least use the same moves and then make them less. Like you did with Chip. Chip is the same character. He just has less stuff than what he had before.
Yeah.
But he's still the same character.
Some characters I think get completely retooled.
They retooled the complete. It's not the same character. So why would I say, oh, that's the same
It's like in the same way that like Charlie got retooled in Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
Completely different character, than what
Yeah,
it
it's
was
like,
before.
oh, that's Charlie. It's like, are you sure?
Not really. Like Nash is
like,
very different.
completely different character. And so I can understand how the original Charlie player.
And it's not a bad thing. It's kind of neat that, like, yeah, that weird character archetype would probably not fit in this game very well, so because it didn't, So they did something different.
But at the same time, look at what they did with Chip. His archetype couldn't have fit with this game, so they just took stuff away.
Yeah.
So you could have done that with Testament, take stuff away, but still leave the same archetype. I think it could have worked. You just have to do it right. And I think they said, we can't do it at all. Let's get rid of the character. I'm like, wow, okay. Sure, Chip's teleport would have been maybe too OP or something, but they took it away. But the balance for Chip has always been hilarious.
Oh, shame it can't have rollback and animates on ones. Actually, the more frames of animation, the better rollback will be.
Yeah,
The better the
more
visual,
chances to-
the visual effect will be less affected if there's more individual frames of animation. So in reality, like 3D games that have like full tweened animations of like, full frame animations will actually work out pretty well.
Love you, Kenny.
Love you. Damn.
Actually, I think you're alive.
I don't know.
I never. I was
Either way, I'm glad Strive is different, right? I think it's an interesting approach because if there was one thing that me and Steve, anybody that played the older Guilty Gears a little bit was aware of, Guilty Gear Xrd was trying to do its best to be like the old ones.
Yeah.
But be like a 3D, not 3D game, you know?
Yeah.
So they just tried to emulate the old games as much as possible. Like, there was a ton of legacy skill that went to Xrd from the previous games.
Yep.
And in this one, they threw that shit out the window.
And said, you know what, we're making a whole new game. You know what? I was talking about that with my chat, and I said, do you think KOF 15 would have been a better game if it was cel shaded like this?
I mean, the reason, I mean, just being cel shaded is one thing. The actual animation crap is what makes Arc System Works Arc System Works.
Yeah.
The fact that they like animate their games like they're high production anime movies, you know. And no
so good.
no other game pulls off the level of like character visuals like these games do.
Yeah.
No other game. So asking like SNK to do that, no, it's just not gonna. Even if they tried,
they did pretty good with KOF 14. Coliseum was great, man.
They did okay with 15.
Yeah.
Right, it's fine.
And then
but they would not be able to do this stuff. They just don't have the talent for it. They just
So
don't
my chat was saying it was a money issue. They didn't have
they put a lot of money into KOF 15. They did, and like to be honest, they also put a lot of money into Samurai Showdown. That's the best they can do with their talent. It's just the way it is. Like they're not the same kind of company as Capcom or something.
Yeah.
Or these guys that were super innovative and pioneering with this shit.
I mean, they were Capcom X's. Like they're like some.
Well, they were like. I mean, some of them are.
Many moons ago.
A couple decades ago.
Yep.
I mean, KOF 15 looks absolutely fine. KOF 15's visuals is not the reason why it either is or is not successful. No, it's not that. It looks great.
You see the numbers for viewership on the games? Fucking KOF was killing it.
It is, because it's fucking awesome to watch, dude. And it's super fun.
It's great to watch.
KOF 15 is legit great. And guess what? KOF 14 was also fucking great, but it just looked bad.
Yeah.
Now it looks good, and it's a fun-ass game. I mean, this is a hot take from me, but of all like the modern games that have come out over the past like few years, I think KOF 15 is the best one.
Wow.
I enjoy KOF 15 the most of all of them.
What?
That's a hot take, sir.
So of like
How far back you going?
going back to Marvel Infinite.
To Infinite?
Yeah, it's five years ago, MVCI. Of all the fighting games that have come out, I think I enjoy KOF 15 the most.
More than Soulcalibur 6.
I really enjoy Soulcalibur 6, but yeah, I think so. I think the problem with Soulcalibur 6 also boils down to online issues too.
Yeah.
That negates
That
fun.
really sucked the fun out
That
of
really negates a lot of fun, unfortunately.
it. really did suck the fun out of
The
the
KOF 15 is a very old school kind of fighting game, right? And it's kind of unapologetic about that. So, and it requires a lot of crazy decision making. It gives characters a lot of tools, a lot of mobility. Are combos the same for the most part? Yeah. Everyone's B&Bs are the same shit. It's not the combos in KOF that are like, oh man, the combos in this game are just so badass. Combos are cool, but everyone does the same shit.
Yeah.
Right? It's like MKX. Everyone does the same combos for the most part. But the fact that the game moves at this speed, right, and gives you so much shit that you can do in between those combos is what makes it fun. Characters are also can be really annoying, right? Characters get some really good shit that's just really annoying and hard to figure out. Like there's big ass knowledge checks in KOF 15. Big.
Yeah.
Like you come into you deal with King throwing shit at you.
I just discovered one today. I was watching the fucking tournament.
Yeah.
The what's his name? Rock.
Number 6 died so hard. Well, yeah.
Rock has an overhead kick that
he can Kara into command grab. I saw that.
Who the fuck
I
gave him
forgot
that?
It's in 14 as well.
It's insane.
It's awesome.
It's insane.
So you can fake out and grab
overhead and grab him. I lost my mind, bro.
So sick.
I was like, how is that? Who the fuck gave him this shit?
He's had it. It's not that old, but it's very cool. I just forgot that it was
It's
there.
insanity.
Anyway, yeah, that game is just great. KOF 15 is legit a fun-ass fighting game with matchmaking problems.
Yeah. He needs it.
And I really like the roster of characters in KOF 15. It's just gonna get better.
A lot of characters. Good roster, big roster.
He needs it.
A lot of things, a lot of different characters. They all a lot of them do different shit. So, yeah.
You know who needs it? G, chat. G needs it. Give him his overhead kick and then have him cancel into a fucking command grab. See how people like it there. Guarantee you, every player on Street Fighter V will be bitching about nerf their
The
character.
matchmaking.
I don't know why Soulcalibur 6 died. It's because the online sucked.
I stopped playing this game.
So
because of
one
matchmaking.
fucking rollback.
And there's also a big thing to Soulcalibur. The couple other things outside of just online, because online is not a make it or break it for fighting games, unfortunately.
No, it's
not for sales. For community, yes. For players, yes, but not for sales. There have been plenty of fighting games that have trash-ass butt netcode that sell incredibly well. The issue with Soulcalibur is that it didn't look like an improvement on the previous game.
Well,
it never visually looked that
I will
good.
add on to that and say the roster was the smallest it's ever been.
And the roster was the smallest a Soulcalibur roster has ever been since Soulcalibur fucking won.
But weren't they planning on building on that? Like they were planning on adding.
They added.
They did eventually.
But the game launched with the smallest roster in its
Ever.
history.
Yeah, Soulcalibur 6 had a lot of things going against it because of an insanely low budget the game was given.
And one of their big features to create a character was literally missing had way less customizable pieces than
Yeah.
Soulcalibur 5. And then they sold back you those pieces missing
Yeah.
from 5.
It was weird.
At a cost
But
of
even
6.
the character creator was really expanded, like the stuff you could do. Create a Soul is amazing on 6. That's
Videos where we just go watch.
Anyway, yeah, I think Soulcalibur 6, gameplay-wise, is insanely fucking fun.
Wow.
What a great game, you know?
It was a big return to form from 5. But yeah. You're missing a lot of characters. You don't have great online. It's a game that's built around its quick parries, which is not great if you don't have good online.
And Soulcalibur 6 was crazy because they actually gave characters
Cobra,
combos.
yes. The answer is yes.
Like, they gave characters combos.
Oh, he won.
Which was
Real
pretty
big combos.
Like, not, I mean, I don't know if I'd say it's
Uh-huh.
unique to Soulcalibur at that point, but
You too?
bro.
Oh yeah, coffee. So
Oh, Coffee Boys.
it's gonna be.
It's not
I'll help
especially.
you out, but I had a
I mean,
cup of coffee
Soulcalibur
in my
had combos before, but they were like really minor. Like they built a crazy fucking combos
Yeah.
into 6 for every character, based on every stun situation and every. Like, there's so many things you have to remember about every like fatal counter type moment that happens,
Yeah.
and what leads to what leads to what. Like, there's so much shit, and it's so much fun to figure all that shit out. I can't even tell you how much I enjoyed Siegfried launching a bitch against a wall and just getting this big fucking like insane goddamn combo against a wall
Yeah.
with this dude.
Instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts.
For sure, Cal. I'll take a look.
I mean, I think Soulcalibur 6 got but here's the thing, it sold fine. It sold like 2 million copies. It sold fine.
That's not enough.
It did ended up doing okay, which is
Did
weird.
okay. I think it did okay.
It did okay. It's actually one of the best-selling Soulcalibur games. Better than 1.
Well, that's not fair.
And it's I think it's second to none next to like it's like 2, 4, and then 5. I'm sorry, 6. 2, 4, 6.
It's funny how the games with the biggest guest character advertisements besides 6.
Well, Soulcalibur started that shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying is like Soulcalibur 2. Oh my God, it's got Link.
Yeah.
Oh my, it sells the best.
2 million is a lot for a
3,
fighting game.
no guest characters. Doesn't sell very good.
But there's
4,
a big
Star Wars.
There's a big caveat to 2 million selling for a fighting game. Who's making it, right? And you have to understand the expectations that come from certain companies are very different. 2 million for Guilty Gear, insane accomplishment, right?
Yeah.
Will be talked about for centuries to come within the company development. It'll be the highest
For an anime
accolade that
fighter?
we've ever gotten, right? However, for a company like Bandai Namco, for Soulcalibur to not hit 2 million is a failure. Is a complete failure. Probably to the which that the series will not return in the future. And that's the same thing happened to Capcom with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. The game ended up selling like 1.5 in less than like a year. Not good enough, you know? The company, who makes it is very important.
The other thing too that a lot of people forget when you look at these raw numbers is like fighting games go on sale. They go on sale a lot. And sometimes they go on deep discount sales.
Sure.
So you could sit there and be like, well, this game sold 2 million. I'm like, what if? Yeah, but what if half of that? What if half of that was at like $10?
Well, they only go to
Steam.
$10 like at 3 to 4 years later. Like that takes a big
Well,
to go down.
sometimes.
For that game must have been very unsuccessful. Even MVCI, It took like 3 years to go down to 50
I don't know.
bucks.
Do you remember 5 was selling like real cheap within a year? Like, it had like.
SF5?
Yeah, it had. I remember it was on
Super.
sale for like $15 or something. For like, there was like this crazy Black Friday deal or something.
It might have been for like a day.
It wasn't. Yeah. Well, it wasn't like it permanently discounted. There were sales.
Yeah, but I mean,
Where,
if you look at the
really hard
the-
for like a couple days.
the price of those games in general is still relatively high. Street Fighter V is still like 30 bucks, 30, 40
well,
bucks.
yeah, like right off.
MVCI is still like 25, 30 bucks.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, Soulcalibur 6 was $7 on sale. Yeah, like
yeah.
there are these deep discount sales that
And it
happen
really
in
depends on
games.
how they performed in their first few months.
It does that. It doesn't mean the game's successful. Like if you sell 1 million copies of a game for $7, you're not making much off it.
Yeah.
30% of that $7 goes to whatever.
But I mean, if you're selling like a few 100,000 copies of a game for $7 a few years later after the game's been out, that's wildly successful. Because you're not going to get any sales anyway.
Well, if you sold enough in that first batch.
Sure, but I mean, even getting any money for the game at any point, like later on, having legs of some kind is very good. Even on sale, very good.
I don't know if companies see it that way though.
Well, they definitely do, because that accounts for it, especially later on a HAL game, and that's one thing that's actually made Capcom have some of their best quarters ever, even when they don't have a lot of fucking games. It's like,
Well-
how the hell did they make so much money this quarter? They didn't release anything.
Well, they were charging DLC for like really expensive, like arena stadium or whatever stuff.
That was for the tournaments, though.
Right, but I mean, they made good money off that, but it wasn't cheap.
Right.
I mean, like the whole game.
All
made,
I'm saying is
like
that
$10.
Capcom has like a very rich library of like a lot
I
of
wanna
shit
see
that is
Jeff
very
Heinrichs,
popular,
man.
but
I have
isn't
never
as
seen, like,
popular
an
at the
actual
start.
tournament game, man.
And even in this quarter,
Heinrichs.
they post record sales, and it's like, what the fuck did they release? How did they get record sales? All their old shit went on sale.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they make their fucking money. Is like people want to buy our old stuff for cheap.
Yeah.
And that's super
Well, I'm saying,
valuable.
like in a fighting game, like why don't they make another one? Like they sold 1.5 million infinites, and I'm like, well, at least a third of that was on deep discount, like not $60. Like most of that was probably sold.
Well, I
30 or
mean,
less. Like it doesn't look good numbers wise. It's like, but
they don't care.
The other thing though is that like they'll be like, well, we don't want to spend money on a game if we can only sell it if it's super cheap or whatever. Of course, they didn't spend a lot of money on it, whatever.
I mean, regardless, like a unit sold is a unit sold. They celebrate it the exact same way on their charts.
Well, it looks good. It looks great.
Because it does. It does.
It looks great to shareholders too. It's like, hey, we're selling millions of copies.
It's like saying, right? Like, it's like saying, ads aren't worth anything if people aren't watching the ad, but they are, right? The ads are worth a ton, and they're worth more than ever because advertisements still go out and feed enough people to get to that point. Because the idea is that you can't just think of like a sale of a game just being alone and by itself, like that's what it is. You're potentially making a fan, right? You're creating an environment where people come back and buy more shit or new shit.
But for something like Soulcalibur, though, like you said, 2 million's not really enough, really. And if that's 2 million not at full price, that's even less incentive for
Well,
them.
the issue is that their expectations was 2 million, and it took like a couple years to get
I
there.
remember Nago, but we'll
So
see.
that's the problem. But I mean, the game still got a bunch of DLC and shit. It still
did.
They got supported for like
It did.
years.
Man, he looks
It
hideous.
did.
I love it.
That's why I like
all.
it. It had good support. It had Hamaru show up.
Yeah.
You know.
So even if there was still like enough people, will that influence over time where it's like, man, eventually like a couple million converted, like that will.
remember Nog.
But the games need fucking champions.
You know what
like,
it won't work?
They cannot change society.
On Metal Gear Rising. Its sales are up 1,000% lately.
because of memes.
The memes.
Yeah.
1,000% like sales.
Well, there was going to be a Rising 2 at one point, and it got canned.
Yeah.
So
Are we gonna see a Rising 2? Well, that's gonna happen. That's a special.
That was gonna happen. We saw a fucking logo, dude. And then it just didn't happen. It was like 2014, we saw a goddamn logo.
What's the deal with fucking Nintendo? Like, they refuse to do sales of any kind. Like, do they not know that?
Because
having
people
a
will buy
sale-
their shit at full price.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do not realize
And
that.
they have like a 20-year history of people buying their shit at full price years later. Like Breath of the Wild, I went to Target, is $50.
50 sure wasn't 60?
50, it was $49.99.
Wow, that's a sale.
$50 for Breath of the Wild. Why? Because it still sells. People still buy it at that price. And that, guess what? Because it's only on Nintendo, and Nintendo fans just eat shit up.
Because when you see 45 million sales for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you can bet your ass that was at $60.
I mean, I almost
Oh, yeah,
guarantee
it
you,
was.
Grand Theft Auto 5 still probably costs a lot to buy. If you buy, like, the full game.
No.
Is it over 30 bucks?
What, you want to talk about the full version of it?
Yeah, like the online and single player. The game.
No, it's like $10.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's 10. It was free when it first came out, and if you want to buy it afterwards,
It's like 20.
Yeah, it's like 20, like altogether.
20? Well, I mean, I guess that's still pretty crazy that a 10-year-old game still
Yep.
costs $20.
Yep.
20's not bad though. That's a lot of games.
It's true. I mean, but it is also a 10-year-old fucking game. That'd be like buying a PS2 game on your PS4,
Don't give them ideas.
and it
Don't
would
give them
cost
ideas.
$20 still. You
Don't give them
know?
ideas. Look at Skyrim.
I got it when it was free for a month on Epic. I claimed it. I never downloaded
Oh, you got it for free? Nice. Yeah, I mean,
it. I never
yeah.
downloaded it. I just claimed it.
Oh, good. I mean, then you have it for free. You do have it.
Except I don't.
Oh, okay.
More.
Then get fucked.
It's Morbin time.
Oh,
And we got extra Morb.
yeah. I don't remember Nog.
You can look at Call of Duty
I would
too.
say-
Call of Duty, yeah. Call of Duty, I think it's like, what, 15,
I was
20?
excited for Nago, then I played Potemkin, and Potemkin's just way cooler in this game. I get way more combos, way more cancels. All
Here's the
stuff.
thing.
28 on
Potemkin
Steam.
can do so much insane shit in Xrd. You just haven't.
Really, I
Put in
haven't
the
opened
time.
that. I haven't opened
Go,
that.
go. If you ever want to just have your ass blown open, Kenny,
Yeah.
go look at some tournament footage or match footage of a player named Fab. F-A-B.
Yeah.
He's a famous Japanese Potemkin, and you're ready to have your ass blown open
Jesus
of what's
Christ.
actually possible in that game. Is it that hard to do executionally? No.
Oh.
It's just being situationally aware that you can even do
Get
this
away
shit.
with something, yeah.
He can get away with the most crazy fucking shit
Okay, I'm
in
gonna
that
have to look
game.
at that shit.
And he plays this one. I don't know. I haven't heard of him playing because I know a lot of the old Xrd heads stuck with Xrd. So I don't know if Fab does much on the Strive front anymore. But yeah, he is genuinely one of the most like amazing players to watch.
I didn't think Xrd was at Combo Breaker.
I'm sure it was in some way.
Okay.
Is he really good at Strive too? I just have never seen
on
him.
the more.
I've never seen him play Strive. We can watch it right now. Yeah, I can actually look up some. Has anybody got any cool match footage of Fab? I can show Kenny what's actually possible.
All right, I'm excited.
I have a high. There it is. I'm like, I could have sworn I have like a better for weekend.
Morb.
Morgan time.
I'm gonna morb!
I don't know how to stop morbing, chat.
Damn. I got my lady that next to my bus. I'm going to morb! Oh, morbing!
Women love it.
Yeah. My God, it's the best thing ever. Damn, again?
I can't stop morbing.
Damn, he's a morbing maniac.
Yeah, bro.
I'm gonna morb!
All 2 women in chat, right? You guys love that shit. Right?
Hold on a second. Oh, you guys are almost done? Okay.
Yeah.
I found some best of Fab stuff.
Ooh.
Oh.
The thing is, I used to follow a channel on YouTube that had our capture equipment hooked up to an arcade machine of Rev 2 that had a very popular Guilty Gear location in Japan. It was like Omido or chat would know who it is. I think it was Omido before he stopped.
25 KP.
And yeah, I used to watch like some of the best players in Japan at Guilty Gear XR just go at it, and Fab was always like one of the ones. Oh, it was Jonio. Thank you, Jonio-san. And before he
Depends on
stopped
the guy.
doing it, he would always record matches of these dudes, and they were
Can't more properly, exactly.
they had so many matches.
I was like, 8,500 people in chat. So there's got to be a lot more women than that. I'm like, no, this is like that Crypto Bros dating app that got shut down
Yes.
because there's just too many
There's
guys.
5 of you in this chat.